Welcome back, and get ready for another new episode of New Motorcycle Riders Podcast. But before I start, hit that subscribe and notification button to stay on top of our latest podcast topics and discussions. I try to tackle some of the most common topics that members have expressed interest in and give easy to understand, sensible, logical explanations for them. I upload new podcasts weekly, and it doesn't cost you anything to join in. Plus, it really helps me to reach out to help more motorcyclists. Also, if you have a motorcycle-related topic you'd like to hear discussed on my podcast, please send me a message to andrew@newmotorcycleriders.com, and let's make that happen. Again, thank you for joining me on my podcast, and please leave a comment below. Now, I received an email asking a question about pulling up next to other people on motorcycles at stoplights or intersections. So I'm just going to read it to you, and maybe you can share your thoughts about it in the end. It went, "Hey Andy, I enjoy your podcast and want to ask a question about approaching strangers on motorcycles. One day I was riding and I came up behind another motorcyclist at a red light. I didn't know them, so I stopped to the side behind them. But I was wondering if it would have been okay to pull up next to them, just to be friendly. There was plenty of room in the lane, so I wouldn't have been crowding them. Thanks in advance for your response." Now, this topic touches on two things: social and safety. Let's talk about social first. It seems like an innocent thing to do to acknowledge a fellow rider on a nice day. Who knows? Maybe you'll make a new friend. This all falls in line with what we hear all the time, that the motorcycle community is a family and we help fellow riders, right? But unfortunately, everyone isn't social, nor wants strangers pulling up next to them. This could also create a problem if the state you're in has laws about two or more motorcycles being abreast in a lane. Imagine a cop pulling up and giving you and the other motorcyclist a ticket. Trust me, this is not a good way to make friends. Now let's talk about safety. As a rider out for a leisurely ride, I come to a stop at a red light. My mind is in thought about what I'm doing, where I'm going, and next thing you know, a stranger on another motorcycle pulls up next to me in my lane. Maybe it's someone wanting to be friendly and acknowledge a fellow biker. Maybe it's a new rider that barely knows how to ride, and now I'm concerned about them falling or running into me. Who knows? Maybe I'm being set up for a robbery or motorcycle jacking. You see, when a stranger pulls up next to you in your personal space, it can feel awkward at the least. If you don't know the person, I would say don't do it unless you were doing it to make them aware of something like a mechanical issue on their motorcycle or of an immediate danger up ahead. You never know how someone may take it if you pull up next to them uninvited. And as I stated earlier, depending on the local laws, you could be violating the law by being too abreast in a lane. Well, that's going to do it for today's podcast, folks. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Please leave a comment below about the episode and or anything you thought I may have missed that you would like to add. Maybe there's something more you can add to this to share your perspective. Also, contact me at andrew@newmotorcycleriders.com if there's something in particular you would like to hear discussed on my podcast. Maybe you'd like to be a guest host on my podcast. Let me know. As always, be safe and enjoy your ride.